Hello. Today on PowerPoint points, we're going to be talking about outlines. Now, I want to tell you that I don't feel that outlining is as good as it can be, and that outlining also is similar to Word, which I typically have had a lot of problems with over the years. If you go back far enough to remember Word Perfect, outlining was perfect. But we're going to deal with outlining here in Word and also PowerPoint. And just want to let you know that outlining can also be found in Excel in a little different form since it's all blocks. But be careful, review your work for completeness. As I said, outlining can be a little tricky, can be a little touchy, but with practice you can get through it. And in theory, we'll show you how you should be able to take an outline in PowerPoint, put it into Word, and bring it back from Word into PowerPoint in theory. We're also going to show you how to add text, delete text, I suggest making extra bullets sometimes, how italics can be used for emphasis on your subpoints. And speaking of your points, no punctuation is really needed. These are supposed to be thoughts. They're not full sentences. It's not training per se. It's not a training document. It's a talking mechanism, a talking aid. So therefore, you can use sentence fragments. All these things we got fussed in English school. If you're familiar with mind maps or spider webs, outlines are generated from those two concepts. And in outlines, the main thing are the indents, basically where you're shifting the text. Those are done with the tab and the shift tab keys. Okay, so let's go through the slides real quick and then we'll give some examples. Move me out the way. As previously mentioned, outlining is similar in Word and Excel. Why do we need them? I will let you read the points. I'm going to try not to read them to you. It's basically just to organize whatever it is you have going on. And remember, you can work on an outline in different phases. You don't have to build one from beginning to end in one sitting. You can work on it now, work on it in a couple of days, work on it in a couple more days, because you'll be getting more thoughts. Outlining, the indicators can be numbers, alphabets, or symbols. We'll go over that. These are my suggestions after using Word a whole lot over the past few years. I just like to break things out. It makes it easier for me to see and also hopefully for the viewer. And there's an outline view in PowerPoint where you can go and look at just the outline. Depending on how you have your presentation set up, you can go to view and outline from the menu command and it will show you what it can show you. It may not be complete, but it will start. And we've already talked about point number 3. In some older versions, there are 2 tabs here on the, I guess you call this the thumbnail view. In the older versions, this was view and this was outline, and it would click and show you the outline view, which we'll go over in a little bit. Well, this didn't quite come out the way I wanted, but these are what I call bad examples of bulleting. We just got a whole bunch of points here, and I know the words don't make sense. It's just random letters on the keyboard. But how would you identify this bullet? Well, you'd have to count the number of bullets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the 5th bullet. So then the presenter has to go, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same way if you're using symbols other than solid circles, how would you identify this item? 2 star, 2 square, 3 circles. That, so then the presenter's got to follow you, and the other people in the room would have a difficult time following it. So what I recommend, I think of the previous slide, break it out, and also use numbers, because everyone knows what number 5 is or number 7 is, and your eyes just go straight to it. Where all of this stuff is a little tough on the viewer and the other followers in the audience to try to figure out what it is you actually want to talk about. So now we're going to get into some examples. Okay, demos will follow. To start an outline, simply just click inside your text box or whichever box you have. And as you'll note, when you hit enter, naturally you enter a line feed and the next bullet will come up. And then if you want to make a sub bullet, what you do, you go back to it and hit the tab key. And then you'll have, but notice that all of these are the same. Let me blow these up a little bit so you can see them. And to make this one back on the main bullet, you go to Shift tab. Well, you have to go all the way back to your left, far left, then hit Shift tab. So now I want to make these into numbers. So I go up to my numbering outline and select the one I want. Then you can change the sub bullets to something different. So you want it lowercase alphabet. And then your bulleting is done. So that's how you start an outline. I think the next item is, okay, changing the previous to numbering. You just highlight your outline, go to numbers, and it's done. And with this version here, or this sample here that's got sub bulleting, let's see how it looks. Okay, all the sub bullets are still, but this is okay if you're an attorney, because the attorneys use 2.2.3, so that may be okay depending on what it is you want to do, or depending on what it is you're doing. So now you got periods, parentheses, well, numerals of parentheses, lowercase alphabets in parentheses. As far as adding and deleting points, it just shows you, you just keep typing, and when you're done, all you have to do is go to the end of the where you want to insert it, go to the end, and just hit enter, and a bullet will form. And then to delete a point, you just go to the end, highlight it, delete it. It will remove the row. So those were the main items in outlining. I'm not sure if I had anything else. As you can see, it's similar to Word, similar to Excel. It helps you to organize your thoughts. Bullets can be letters, numerals, or symbols. And there's the outline view. Let's show you that real quick. Go up to view and outline view, and it shows it on the far left here based on the way I set up this outline. You can see here's the title slide, the next slide. This one is underlined, the others are not. You can see the sub bullets. So it gives you a quick way, if you need to take it to Excel, or preferably Word, and manage it, email it to someone, bring it back into PowerPoint. You can do that, or you can not do that, just depending on what it is you want to do with your presentation. Notice how the sub bullets. This was an example we talked about. So it's a nice feature. You just need to spend a little time on it to make sure it's doing what you want to do. That will help you with outlining your PowerPoint presentation and hopefully even carry over into Word. Have fun, and if you have any questions, please drop them into the comments field. Be sure to like, share, and describe if you like what you're seeing here. We had other videos coming out, and we thank you for your time.